This is one of the reasons why I kept on trying to talk about the Sahara during the debate. This vast area, which frankly has not been studied properly by archaeology at all. Hardly a fraction of it has been studied. You haven't looked enough in the Sahara. You haven't looked enough in the submerged continental shelves. You haven't looked enough in the Amazon rainforest. And the argument is that I'm trying to put my lost civilization into these gaps. But these are very special gaps. The submerged continental shelves were prime real estate during the Ice Age. That was the place to be, just as it is today, to be near coastlines. The Amazon rainforest was a bountiful place, and the Sahara Desert was green and rich for thousands of years during the Ice Age, with lakes, with rivers. It was the kind of place where a civilization might well have emerged.
They find whale bones.
Whale bones,
there.
yeah.
Whales.
Yeah.
So anybody who doesn't think there's a mystery in the Sahara Desert,
Yeah.
and anybody who really tries to dismiss the notion that most of it hasn't been really excavated, but it really hasn't.
No, it hasn't. It's
too vast.
It's too vast, and it's too expensive to
And the
excavate.
excavation, like, you're dealing with a place where how many people even live there?
Nobody knows, because it's not been investigated properly. It's a desert, and it's had relatively little attention. We do know there's some amazing rock art from the Upper Paleolithic in Tassili in Algeria, in the Sahara, but not enough has been done. This is the problem for me with saying archaeology's basically got the story of the human past nailed down. Is that there's huge areas which have not been investigated, and I reject the idea that that is a God of the gaps argument, because that's not why I'm proposing there was a lost civilization. And that's all I'm doing. I'm not insisting, I'm not demanding that people believe me. I just want to inject this idea into the discussion. Taken out of context was a little clip where you asked me during the debate, is there any evidence for your lost civilization in what they've found? And I said, in what they've found, no. And then I went on to say, but that brings us to the point of what they've looked for and what they've not looked for, what they've found and what they've not found. That has been taken again and again as me saying that there's no evidence for my lost civilization, whereas what I'm actually saying is there's no evidence in what archaeologists have studied for a lost civilization, because I'm not studying what archaeologists study. I am very happy to use material from archaeologists, and I could not do what I do if I didn't use material from archaeologists. It's a very important basis to my work. However, it's the astronomy, it's the astronomical alignments, it's the precision of the Great Pyramid, it's the myths of a global flood all around the world. It's a universal story of a massive cataclysm with a few survivors who bring their knowledge to others.